And so, reality right here, right here underneath all that is moving and changing. Silent reality. What is real is not a thing. What is real is being. What is real is the silent presence, who you truly are. Being, not doing, simple being. That which is constant and unchanging. That which is always here, always the same. The being that just is. The being that you are. Can be so many distractions on the surface of life. So easy to be pulled into the distractions. But it is just to be here. What incredible grace to know that in truth you are here, that reality is here, underneath the wild adventure that is unfolding on the surface of life, that can seem so captivating. There is a sanctuary, and the sanctuary is your true nature. The sanctuary is who you truly are. The sanctuary is yourself, the one self, the very same self that all beings are in truth. The self, the being that is undisturbable, invincible. This is reality. Reality does not come and go. Reality does not change. Reality just is. And you, in truth, just are. Just does not matter what happens on the surface of life. What you can be sure of is that it's a gong show of some description or another. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to who you truly are. So if you take it seriously, if you get involved, you will suffer. If you get involved in the cycle of misery, there will be suffering. That is for sure. But when you know who you are not pulled by the phenomena. You are not pulled by the show that is ever changing. You just are constant, simple reality. As the play shifts and changes, as the moods that you experience as a me shift and change, who you truly are is the constant. Who you truly are is the happiness in this moment, the simplicity in this moment, the openness in this moment. And it is to recognize that whatever is happening, it is happening in you. It is not happening to you. It is happening in you. It's not even happening for you, because that you doesn't exist. It's happening in you. You are the vastness. You are the vast, vast, infinite, boundless being. And all that is happening is just a divinely choreographed flow of consciousness dancing with itself in order to know itself, experience itself, in order to shake loose its knots and tangles. But that is not who you are. You are the vastness, just like the infinite sky. You are the infinite sky that is never touched. Just to feel here now. Infinite sky you are, untouchable. How could anything happen to the sky? How could the weather patterns affect the sky? They don't. How does life affect you? It doesn't. Well, grace, what incredible grace. You are free. You are freedom. You are life living itself in extraordinary freedom. This is the truth. This is the living truth of who you are. Some minds would say, ooh, but isn't that a bypass? No, it's not. It's reality. There's no drama to bypass in reality. There's just reality. The mind will always have all kinds of opinions. The mind will say, well, but what if? What if this was happening to you? What if that was happening to you? Would you be saying the same things? Yes, absolutely, because it has nothing to do with what is happening on the surface. There's nothing to bypass. Who would be bypassing? It's just about being yourself. And when you know yourself, when you are the self that is, there are no longer questions like that. There are no longer comments like that, because you know the truth. So it is to endeavor to know yourself all the way through, and then the comments and the questions will stop. It is not to try to understand, it is just to feel the resonance. It is to feel the resonance where there is an attunement, where you can feel an aliveness of something that feels more true than the mind's understanding, something that feels true with a purity and a simplicity. Such an incredible simplicity. There's no drama, there's no moods, there's nothing to work out, there's nothing to fix, there's nothing to change, there's no one to be, nothing to prove. So what's it all about? It's about emptiness, being completely empty of content. And then what are you? Who are you? You are yourself, the one self, the light that is shining, reality that is true. You see, these words, they do not come for the mind. They do not come to give an explanation. They do not come to attempt to persuade someone of something. Not at all. It takes a subtlety of your own consciousness, a maturity of your own consciousness to even recognize what is happening here, so that you do not listen with the mind. If you listen with the mind will stop throwing up all kinds of comments. It will try to enter into a debate about this. This is not what we are here for. This is not what this is about. This is not about right or wrong. Is it this way or that way? This is before all of that. This is before everything. This is before the whole gong show, all of it, even the good bits. This is before everything, everything. This is who you are before everything. This is your purity. This is the immaculate being that is simple, silent presence. That is the divine reality. It is divine life living itself in absolute awe and wonder of itself. And it is offering itself into the open field for attunement with the resonance, for remembering this incredible truth of who you are. In this moment, we are not dabbling in the worldly. We are not dabbling in the worldly surface play of events. We are right here underneath all of that, in what is true. There's lots of good stuff up there, but that's not where we are right now. We're underneath even all of that really good stuff. Even all of that really good stuff that has a lot of true resonance to it. Yes, there is a lot of stuff up there that resonates with the same frequency of truth. But do not be fooled by the particulars. Do not be fooled by anything that wants to keep you bound, confirming yourself as a me, confirming yourself as someone. Get right down low here, underneath it all, right down to the simple silence, right down to the nowness that is so pure and empty and free, right? Let's get right down low to the humble truth of who you are underneath the whole show. Because when you know what is going on underneath the whole show, you are no longer fooled by the show. You recognize that who you are in truth is that which is orchestrating the whole show. You are the script writer as the consciousness, right? You are creating it all. Not in a way that you can change it to fit the me. But in truth, when you are in the knowing of who you truly are, everything that plays as your desire is God's desire. And then you are creating within this gorgeous reality. When it's not for the me, confirming separation, when you are in alignment as a vehicle, as an instrument, and everything is conspiring, and then you see the flow, the synchronicity, the incredibleness of how it all unfolds, the divine orchestration, the incredible choreography of how it all works. This is what we're speaking about here now. What? Yeah, this. Now. It's so rich, so full. What is it full of? What is it rich with? Yeah, nothing to do with bank accounts, nothing to do with the financial. We're speaking of true riches, the true abundance, knowing yourself, the glory, the gold, the diamond, the crystal clear clarity of knowing your true nature. Everything is here. Nothing else is needed when you know yourself. And so it is not to get wrapped up on the surface of life, in the show, attempting to be someone in that show, attempting to try to make things work and happen for the me. If the focus is just with knowing yourself, everything is taken care of. Ooh, it's a bit of a risk for the me to throw it all into the pot and be so one-pointed that it's only about truth, only about knowing and living this truth. And the mind will throw up every single possibility to stay in what is safe and familiar. But what if, but how does? You cannot know until here you are, and there is no choice. There is no choice, because reality is choiceless. Reality is just happening. So you cannot even choose. You cannot even choose anything. The only simple choice there is in every moment to be the now, to be the vast open space in which it's all happening, and not identify. That's the only choice, is not to identify with the happenings and to rest as the vast open space. The only choice, now or time, here or all over the place, right? The only choice, truth or the false misunderstanding, God or craziness, right? The only choice ever. It's all about just turning inward, turning into yourself, the magical alchemy of being here now, being yourself, turning into yourself, and recognizing in this spontaneous moment that you already are. The incredible grace of recognizing that you already are, that in the knowing of your true nature, there is pure knowledge, and pure knowledge is complete. Pure knowledge is wholeness. Pure knowledge is a fullness that has no limitations in any way. The unlimited, infinite, unbounded truth that you are. This is the freedom that we are speaking of. We are speaking of a freedom that you are, not someone that is free, not even that, closer, more intimate than even that, more intimate than the breath, more intimate than the deepest, most secret meanderings of your inner world, more intimate than that, an intimacy that is so close. It is the beingness that you already are, the intimacy of knowing yourself, the intimacy of knowing yourself. And this intimacy is the truth that is here right now, that you already are. Such a profound intimacy, an intimacy that is so longed for and mistakenly looked for as intimacy with others. There cannot be an intimacy with anyone else until you are intimate with yourself. When you are intimate with yourself, you are so intimate with all beings, because there is only one. That is the kind of intimacy that we are speaking of. Such an intimacy, to be one with all beings in the heart, as as love, such an intimacy that when there is a meeting of yourself in an apparent other, you are just looking into yourself, and the meeting is in the heart, and the meeting is love, and the meeting is harmony. The meeting is an ecstatic, joyful encounter with your very own self. Every being is longing for this kind of intimacy. It is to recognize how deeply it is longed for. But how can there be intimacy with anyone or anything else when you do not know yourself? When there is even, we could say, a fear of intimacy with yourself, fear of a depth of honesty with yourself, an unwillingness to welcome all of yourself, especially all of the broken parts, the flawed parts, the parts that the mind has judged and deemed unacceptable for human consumption, unacceptable to be shared, right? It is to love all of yourself and to come to an intimacy with yourself, welcoming all of yourself, listening so deeply to yourself, being so stripped, so real, so raw, so here, in such complete openness, such a willingness to have intimacy with this moment, so that all edges disappear and the intimacy reveals just the being that you are, just being yourself, just being yourself. Supreme intimacy, supreme beauty, to meet yourself just as you are, where it is not about fixing or resolving. It is not about any stories of unworthiness or brokenness in any way getting in the way of knowing yourself. This is where we speak of getting right underneath the dream, right underneath the show, knowing yourself so deeply, the wholeness, the purity, the incredible beauty that you are. Not to allow that which judges, the cruelty of the mind that judges itself, not to allow that to get in the way of falling into meeting something that is so pure, reverent purity. It is yourself. It is yourself. It is the holiness, the sacredness, the perfection of who you are, right here. And so sometimes as these kind of words come forward, they will purge forward all of the mental intensity that speaks of unworthiness, that speaks of not knowing this. It will purge forward all of the mental intensity that wants to create obscuration out of story. But just to be aware of that, and as the awareness of it, shine the light upon the content of this moment, shine the light upon the phenomena of this moment, and know that that moves and changes, comes and goes, is not who you are. In this truth, there is no coming and going. There is no changing. There is a constant a nowness, a simplicity. Ever fresh this moment. And so it is just to be here and allow the resonance to carry you into yourself. It is to humble into the resonance, surrender into the resonance. If there is a prayer, it is to allow that prayer to be humbled into this moment, that every thought be humbled into the nowness of this moment, that all content that can create distraction be humbled into this moment. And here, the one choice, to recognize that what you are aware of, you are not. The one choice, to recognize that you are the openness, you are the spaciousness, you are the vast, infinite field that just is. All that is happening in you. And in this moment, just to recognize, to feel the openness, the boundless nature of reality, the reality that is here. It is to be so fully present here now, as the presence that just is. And remember that this is who you are. You are this self, this beingness that just is. Not to be pulled by anything that wants to distract the attention away. Just to see the show. It's enough. It's enough just to see the show, watch the show. Let the character play in the show, but know that you are not that character. Do not identify. Just watch, and know the truth of who you really are. Attune to the resonance of now. Attune to the resonance where there is recognition of what is speaking here. And that which recognizes that what is speaking and what is listening, it's the same. It is not how it appears. It is not someone speaking to someone else. Looks like that. It's true. We're not going to say that it doesn't look like that. It does. It looks like that. And this is the surface appearance. And it's mighty fine. But, but, underneath the surface appearance, there's something more profound happening. The self is speaking to itself. Your own heart is speaking to you, reminding you of this incredible truth of who you are. Over here, where it's shiny and dazzlingly luminous, where the self that you are is shining as the self, right here, underneath the surface appearance, there is this luminous, infinite gorgeousness, and it is your own self. It is your wide open heart. It is the beauty that you are, shining, shining, shining. So, it is to remember who you are. Feel the resonance and just attune. There's nothing to do. There's no one to be. It is even just to watch that the character continues to be the character. You can feel everything that's happening in that character. That character is the point, but you are the infinite. You include the point, but you are the infinite vastness. Yes, you include the point, but as the infinite vastness, You are awake to yourself, to your very own nature, at every single point in the infinite field, simultaneously. The whole field is alive, and you are the field, awake to yourself. This is the glory. You are not a singular point. So invitation here now, surrender the singular point into the infinite field. Surrender the singular point to the infinite field and discover that as the infinite field that is the openness of this moment, you include the singular point. So nothing is lost and everything is gained. It's a win-win. Nothing is lost. The singular point is part of the infinite. That which is afraid to let go is part of the infinite. It's included. It's just to know your vastness. And the invitation of this moment is just to feel the openness. Feel the openness of being here now. Let's get really, really simple. Exhale. Just be here. Start to just feel the utter relaxation of the body. Yes, the body. Let the body completely relax. Shake it loose. Let the body relax. Just feel so soft, so here. Feel in the here nowness that there is a presence, and the presence is felt to be in the body, but as you start to feel it more deeply, let's say this is the I am presence. You feel the I am presence. It starts off feeling like, yes, I am this body, I am this body, I am this person that I've always known myself to be. I am, I am, I am. But as you just start to be here, I am, I am, I am, magic starts to happen. And the feeling of I am being at the singular point of the body, I am, I am, I am. It's as if the attachment to the body that has been learned and habituated starts to recognize that it is utterly free from the body. I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am. Getting bigger, outside of the body. I am, I am, I am. What are you? What are you now? Where are you now? You are not in the body. You are not the person you thought you were. The only thing you know is I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am. And this amness that you am is just here. It's not associated with the body. It's not associated with thought. It's not associated with someone. It's not associated with a story. It is a presence. It is the presence of being. It's the presence of being that you have always been. And it's not associated at a singular point. I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am. You are. Yes, you are. You just are. What are you? Nothing. Who are you? No one. Are you here? Yes. How do you know? Because it's so obvious that amness is here. Amness is here. Can feel the amness of your own presence. It's so clear that you just are here. Amness is here. Just is. It is the isness. The isness just is the amness, just is the amness that is. Just to feel that it's got nothing to do with solid ground. And yet there is a ground here. But what is that ground? That ground is the constancy of presence. The ground is the ground of being. The ground is the rootedness in yourself, in your own presence, in the beingness that you are. The ground is silence. The ground is stillness. The ground is the here-nowness, the simplicity of just being yourself. You are not the body. You are not the mind. You are not the character, the moods, the story, the person. You are not the roles. You are not the narrative. You are the presence in which it is all happening. You are the vastness, the openness. There is a spontaneous moment where you are suddenly free. You are suddenly free. It does not matter how entangled you started off being at the beginning of this meeting. Right now you are free. It is just to be yourself. It takes a willingness. Yes, it does. It takes a willingness to choose truth. It takes a willingness to choose the openness, to choose the vastness, choose to be yourself. It takes the willingness to not want to suffer in the same cycle, the same old cycle again and again. It takes a true willingness. It does not just take a mind that says, I'm willing, I want to give it all up. It does not take a mind that is still dabbling. It takes the willingness to just watch that one that gets stuck. It takes a willingness to just watch that one. See from the spaciousness that you are not that one, and you are immediately free. And once the choice is made, freedom starts shining. It starts growing, right? Just to be the witness, the presence I am that is watching the moving, changing. And now to confirm the stillness of who you are. Now to confirm the simplicity of who you are. Now to confirm the aware witness of who you are. You can see the thoughts, yes, can see the body, can see, feel the sensations. You are aware of all that is moving and changing, but you are not that. Confirm in your direct experience, you are not that. You are the amness that just is. You are just here simply being yourself. Simply being yourself. As these words come and you feel the attunement with the resonance, it is to confirm in your direct experience. Confirm, yes, yes, this. Confirm the felt sense of just being. Confirm the freedom, the emptiness, the openness. You are aware of thoughts, aware of what is moving, changing, and yet you are not confined or limited by any of it. You are not confined or limited by anything you are aware of. You are simply here now as the vast spaciousness that just is. And so it is to taste the flavor of your direct experience. Drink in the nectar of your own knowing. Recognize this truth, feel the resonance, and where you can confirm it, there is a knowing, and the knowing is an aliveness in the presence, and this aliveness is your true nature. This aliveness is who you really are, really, reality, right? Reality, here now, being yourself, reality just is right here, underneath the play, the show, the gong show, right here, reality, utter freedom, happiness, beauty, purity, simplicity, awe, wonder, delight, all of the gorgeousness of your true divine nature. Cannot even say these are qualities or attributes of your divine nature. They are not. It is just divinity itself, right? So pure, so whole, so illuminated, so alive in the knowing of itself. This is who you are, and where you feel the resonance as these words come, it is just to fall in to yourself. Fall in and in and in. Wherever you feel this truth resonating, wherever you feel the presence that just is, it is to recognize the simplicity and just be here, confirming with your knowing, this is who you are. Confirm the openness, the spaciousness. And as you confirm the openness, the spaciousness, it is so clear and obvious that all that is happening as the show, the play, it's happening in you because you are vaster. You are so incredibly vast. You are unbounded. Cannot find where you are, but you know you are here. You have no edges. You remember yourself as this vast field. You know who you are, but you are not someone in the way that you thought you were. And yet the one that you thought you were is included, is completely included. You are vast, you are freedom, you are silence, you are stillness, you are simplicity itself, and you are shining the bright luminosity of the self, knowing itself, shining in the knowing of itself. The light is always on when the knowing is here, when there is an alignment, an attunement with remembering who you truly are. The self that you are shines. It shines in the simple knowing. Simple knowing is true knowledge, pure knowledge of the self knowing itself. And here there is fullness. Here there is a fullness without limits, without bounds. And this is the freedom that you are in truth. Just to be here. Recognize the stillness, the unmoving nature of yourself just being. Recognize this stillness never moves. Recognize the constant, unmoving, unchanging nature of this being that you are. you are not a being, you are the being, the one being, the one being that all beings belong to. This is your belonging. This is the belonging that has been longed for. This is where you know yourself in the oneness that is the heart. This is the longing, the belonging that has always been longed for. And this belonging, it can never be found in the world, right? And so many beings that are destined to know this truth never feel that they truly belong in the worldly sense, always feeling out of place, not quite right, not quite fitting in. And the life can be lived attempting to fit in. But here you fit. It's the missing piece in the puzzle. It's true belonging. It's belonging to yourself. It's the recognition that the story of being some kind of misfit or anomaly, of not functioning like a normal person, of being weird, you find out that you are, but in that you find out you are incredible, you are wonderful, weird and wonderful, because you find that belonging only truly falls into place when you find that you, your own presence is the missing piece of the puzzle. You find that you belong to the self. You find that you fit quite nicely into reality. You find you fit quite nicely into divine truth. You find that you fit so nicely that you start shining. You start shining as yourself. You fit so perfectly that all sense of individuality disappears, just like a puzzle, right? You put the missing piece in, and it's a whole picture. It's a full picture. It's the big picture. And oh my, it's so big, it's infinity. It's the divine infinity, right? We could just call it divinity. The divine infinity that is your true nature, the missing piece of the puzzle. You put it in, you find belonging, you find wholeness, you find this truth that you have been grasping for, searching for, looking for in all the wrong places, dare we say it, trying to join with certain kinds of relationships, trying to find the right job, trying to find a fit with hobbies and ways that you in recreational activities, all these kind of things, clubs, associations, all of those things that we do in the show on the surface of life, trying to find, can I find, am I like you? Are we a match? Do we enjoy the same things? But here in divine reality, you're a match. You're a perfect match. You are the missing piece of the puzzle. And when you fall into yourself, this divine picture is perfection. It's utter perfection. This is who you are. You are perfection. You find the wholeness that you belong to. And then it is not about fitting in or being seen or validated or justified or even loved on the surface in those ways that we have attempted and tried to find a fit through the play of life on the surface. suddenly here you are as yourself, and you are one with the oneness. You are one, and here, love. Love is unconditional. Love is unconditional. It's who you are. And so suddenly, everything that has been longed for, here it is, in the intimacy, a love that never leaves, a happiness, a joy that is causeless, a peace that is undisturbable, the most incredible, incredible beauty that is beyond what could be imagined, a wholeness that can never ever be diminished, a shining, shining luminosity that is ever shimmering, a timelessness that defies birth and death. Wow, it's good here. This is the good life. This is the good life. It is wholeness. It is the knowing of yourself. And every sip, every taste that you can feel as you're knowing, it is to drink it in and fall all the way in to this good life, this true life, this divine life, where you feel the knowing, where you feel the resonance. It is to feel that you are in the eternal sunshine. It is spotless here. It is immaculate here. It is pure purity here. This is yourself, just simply being. Just to feel when you are not distracted by the show. You can feel the glory that is here. Can feel the glory that is here. And it is to come to know this glory more and more deeply. Yes, the show, it's involved. It's a divine show. It's all involved. But you have to know yourself before the show. You have to know who you are before it all in your impeccable, invincible, immaculate self in order to live this. Let's say in order to live an ordinary life in extraordinary freedom, right? You have to know who you are to live this extraordinary freedom in the ordinariness of life on the surface, right? And it is to just keep saying yes to yourself. Keep saying yes to this incredible reality that is right here underneath the surface appearance. It is to be yourself. Be yourself so fully that you do not leave yourself. Everything takes care of itself. It's just to be yourself. Remember who you are. Be the living reality. Be the glory. Be the beauty. Be everything you've ever dreamed of. Be the missing piece of the puzzle. And complete yourself. Complete yourself through turning to yourself and turning into yourself. The most incredible alchemy is to magically be so present that you turn into your true self. Mm. Mm. There is nothing to fix. There is no battle to win. You cannot win at life, and every attempt that is made will fail. That's the tragedy of the human condition. But right now, freedom is here, and you are the freedom. It is just to be here as the presence that just simply is, to be the being, and where you feel the resonance of just being yourself, the alive presence that is ever still. It is to just be here, just be here. Recognize that this is who you are, that you know this presence because you are the presence. You know the stillness because you are the stillness. You know the being because you are the being, just being the self. Feel the silence, the alive silence. Feel the alive stillness. It's a resonant field, so alive, so pure. Silence of the self. Mm. Mm.